very good morning to you all. My name is Daddy Chris from the there is not television desk here in London. Because sometimes we call SRTV, sometimes we say ART. So what? Anyway, this is the African Renaissance television desk in London. My name is Daddy Chris, and the show is Rise and Shine. This is where we bring you all that is happening. On today's show, it's really packed because we're starting today as it's supposed to be. We're going to start with the news, give you a little bit of what is happening in the business and entertainment news. And then we come to the state of the nation, where we're going to discuss a very critical topic today. And of course, Mary will be also around to take a review of some of the newspapers. So that is what we have in stock for you this morning. So sit down, take a cup of tea, and let us go. And quickly to get on with the business of today, we're just going to quickly rush straight to Asaba to hear the business news. But hey, let me just see this woman. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
How you
Good
doing?
morning, London. I'm good.
Morning. Yes, so can we have some atom of the business news?
Okay, business news. We have the federal government seeks private sector support to boost local production, boosting $1 trillion economy targets with 68 billion naira National Arts Theatre remodeling expenditure. And we have cash outside banks shrink to 4.45 trillion naira. Those are the headlines. Now the news in details. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Adekunle, has urged the private sector to play a strong role in advancing Nigeria's health system by investing in local production, standardization, and maintenance of medical equipment. Speaking the commissioning of the National Secretariat of the Healthcare Equipment and Aligned Product Providers Association of Nigeria in Abuja during the weekend, Salako said the association's initiative aligns with the Government of Nigeria's Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which focuses on improving government's access to care and health security through the industrialization of the health sector. The event brought together key government officials, professional bodies, and private sector to explore strategies ensuring that only certified and calibrated medical equipment is used across the healthcare facilities nationwide. And investment in arts and culture always brings great benefits to domestic economies. That explains why the Central Bank of Nigeria led Bankers Committee commitment to the creative economy has never been in doubt. The commitment has brought to fore where the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts was reopened in Igbamu, Lagos. The event, attended by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was opportunity to highlight CBN's commitment to private sector-led investment in the arts and culture space. So Cardoso had lauded the role of Bankers Committee in bringing back the moribund national edifice back to life. President Tinubu further directed Cardoso to float National Art Theatre Endowment Fund that would ensure continuous maintenance of the national edifice. The event was attended by the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the honorable members, ministers of arts, culture, and the creative economic, Anatu Musawa, and other dignitaries. President Tinubu said there was no controversies in the National Theatre renaming Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts, adding that he considered Professor Wole Soyinka's contribution to the arts and culture. Professor Wole Soyinka is one of the greatest assets to the world, so the renaming could not have gone to anyone else, the president said. And lastly, on business, Cash held outside the banking system fell to 4.45 trillion naira in August 2025, the lowest level recorded so far this year, according to the data from the Central Bank of Nigeria Money and Credit Statistic. The figure declined by 41.1 billion naira, 0.9%, from 4.49 trillion naira in June 2025 and 180 billion naira, 3.9%, from the year's peak of 4.63 trillion naira in May 2025. In August, total currency in circulation stood at 4.92 trillion naira, meaning 90.5% of all cash issued by the CBN was held outside the bank system. The 2025 trend shows persistent fluctuations by consistent high ratio. The In January, cash outside banks stood at 4.74 trillion naira, representing 90.5% of 5.24 trillion naira in circulation. Even at its lowest point, more than 9 out of 10 in every circulation remain outside the bank. On a year-on-year basis, the rise has been steep. In August 2024, cash outside the bank was 3.87 trillion naira, meaning the August 2025 level was higher by 585 billion naira, it's 15.1%. Currency in circulation also rose from 4.14 trillion naira to 4.92 trillion naira over the same period, an increase of 77 billion naira, that is by 18.8%. The difference is more pronounced when comparing the start of both years. In January 2024, 3.28 trillion naira was outside the banks, whereas by January 2025, the figure had surged to 4.74 trillion naira, a rise of 1.46 trillion naira, that is by 44.5%. That is all for the business news. We'll go on entertainment news after this short break. Stay tuned.
SRTV. Innovative content. Global audience.
All right, people, it's a very brief business news from Gloria, and now we're waiting to have the entertainment news from Dorcas, also all the way from Asaba. I hope we are ready. Yes, I think so. Let's go straight to Asaba for the entertainment news for the day. Stay with us.
Yes, a
Over to
very
you.
good morning to you. Okay, thank you very much, Daddy Chris. Yes, a very good morning to you, and you're welcome to Entertainment News on SRTV. I am Dorcas Atashebe. First, the headlines. Emisi emerges winner of Big Brother Naija Season 10. Rema stands tall as the only African on Times Innovators list. Adekule Gold brings Yinka Ayefele on stage in Lagos. Now the news in full. Emisi Ayenwale on Sunday emerged as the winner of Big Brother Naija Season 10, taking home 80 billion naira in cash as part of the 150 million naira grand prize. After an exciting finale, the round-up month of drama, laughter, and unforgettable moments. She won with 42.8% of the vote, followed by Dede with 15.94%, Coin with 15.23%, Sultan with 7.94%, Kola with 5.48%, Jason J with 4.84%, Mensan with 3.54%, Isabella with 3.07%, and K Bobo with 1.72%. The humorous and outspoken housemates who enjoyed massive support from a loyal fan base known as Ijoba 606 beat strong contenders including Dede, who finished as first runner-up, as well as Coin, Kola, Isabella, and K Bobo. Known for her witty remarks and playful personality, Emisi became a fan favorite for her comic timing and ability to lighten tense moments in the house. Veteran high-life musician Bright Chimezie has called on Africans to prioritize developing their own countries instead of constantly seeking opportunities abroad. Chimezie reflected on Africa's misplaced dependency on the West and lamented that many young people still believe success lies outside the continent. The music icon, known for its fusion of traditional rhythms and social commentary, criticized the mindset that portrays foreign countries as lands of greater opportunity. Afrobeat star Rema has emerged a major global milestone, becoming the only African artist featured on the 2025 Time 100 Innovators list. Time describes the annual ranking as a celebration of individuals who are shaping culture, technology, and creativity worldwide. For Rema, the recognition underscores not just his personal achievements, but also Afrobeat's growing role in global music. Singer Adekunle Gold stirred emotions and excitement during his Lagos album listening party when he invited gospel legend Yinka Ayefele to join him on stage. In a touching display of respect, Adekunle Gold prostrated before Ayefele, drawing loud cheers from the audience. The moment even became more electrifying when the duo performed Ayefele's evergreen hit, Many People, evoking nostalgia among fans both at the venue and online. As Adekunle Gold rose to his feet, he pulled Ayefele into a warm embrace, prompting another round of applause and admiration from the crowd. Fans flooded social media with emotional reactions to the performance. Nigerian music superstars Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Ayra have officially submitted their albums and singles for consideration into the upcoming 2026 Grammy Awards. Burna Boy entered his latest album, No Sign of Weakness, in both the Album of the Year and Best Global categories. His hit singles, Last Last and For My Hand, were submitted for Record of the Year and the Song of the Year, while Love was entered in the Best African Music Performance category. Wizkid submitted his project Morayo for Album of the Year and Best Global Album. Each track, Peace of My Heart, is up for the Record of the Year and Song of the Year with his collaboration with Ayra, Gimme That, was entered for Best African Music Performance. Ayra, on her part, submitted a single Hot Body for both Record of the Year and Song of the Year. She also joins Wizkid in the Best African Music Performance category with a joint track. The submission comes ahead of the official announcement of nominees for the 2026 Grammy Awards, where all three stars are expected to be strong contenders representing Nigeria and African music on the global stage. Afrobeat singer and entrepreneur Oluwatosin Ajibade, popularly known as Mr. Easy, has announced his intention to contest for the presidency in an African country. The music star made the disclosure in a video revealing that he has been reflecting into stepping into public service and now believes the time is right to share his ambition. Mr. Easy, in a light-hearted tone, said his decision was driven by a desire to serve and not for financial gain. And that's all for entertainment news. It's over to you, Daddy Chris. Have a lovely morning.
Very much. Thank you very much for that. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the State of the Nation. Stay with us. Don't go away.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
A very big welcome to you all. Now I'm in my comfort zone. I was trying to, have these young ladies get on with what they do best. We're trying to get you money news and as detailed as it's going to be. Today is another day to begin to rehearse it and see what we can do. But I hope you can bear with us. Yes, now we are where we used to be, the state of the nation. My name is Daddy Chris. As I wait for my girls to get ready and change the background of their show, I'll quickly get on with the topic of today. Today, I prepared something very, very important, and I think every Nigerian watching should listen carefully. I watched with so much interest, and in fact, I was excited to see Bonabo, to see Very Dark Man, very, very angry. That man was crying out at exactly what I've been saying on this show. That sometimes we only cry on the number one person, the president. What about your governors? Exactly what I've been teaching here. In fact, I've been preaching it like a sermon, that the governors are the problems. And I have analyzed what the governors could do to help save this nation. But we always put the blame on Tinubu. Yes, Tinubu, of course. After Buhari, after Goodluck, it's Tinubu. What about the governors? They're always free. But these guys are the massive looters. They are the one. If they are not the massive looters, I don't want to call them massive looters. Let me say, but they are really the ones to be blamed. Do you know how much these guys have in their pocket? Why do you think Wike is talking? Why do you think Ibori could change the election? Why do you think Odua was important? Or why was Okowa speak as deputy vice? These guys have some wicked amount of money. Do you know how much Wike went to Abuja to run campaign for the office to win the PDP ticket? There were a lot of dramas, man. Loads and loads of dramas. And these are the things we're talking about. Do we ask, what have they done with the money they have? No, today, the reason you guys don't get angry, the reason you guys take it as a joke, I want to talk about it in detail. And I hope that you guys will be ready. Maybe can you change the background of your show so that I'll start add everybody back to the platform? Let me say, as we're gonna look at it, so today we're gonna look at what? The Freedom of Information Act in Nigeria. This is very important. The Bible said, my people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. In this case, the guys are getting away with what they're getting on with because you lack the knowledge. Now, if you can see the passion, which is where I was talking this morning, and I was quite impressed. And that's something we're going to try and do this morning. We're going to put some justice to all this in this morning show. Let me quickly bring my guests in. Hopefully, they are here with me now. And let me quickly add Mary. A very good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
So I've seen you too. So you're not more strange to me. Good morning to you, Abuja.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
I hope all is well. Well, today I said we're going to take a look at a very, very sensitive topic. And every day, I'm gonna dwell on this topic for this whole week. Freedom of information. If you know, you'll be angry. But because you don't know, that's why you sit down. Now, you need to see the passion. The guy was angry. Very Dark Man was angry. And I said this boy mean well for this country. When I saw the rage You know that somebody who is angry. Have you seen sometimes we want to take things for granted, but these activists, these young activists, they mean well. I can tell there's a limit to how you can pretend. And the reason why you are not boiled up like them is because you lack the information. Now, my good news for you today is there is a law passed in 2011, exactly May 28th, which we celebrated. What was it? It's called the Freedom of Information Act. It was a landmark law that was passed by the House of Assembly and signed into law by the president. We need to go back to that place. And I want to ask every single young lady here with me what they know about the information. And you at home, pick up your computer. Or, because you have this phone. It's not for joke. Open your phone. Look, type Freedom of Information Act in Nigeria so that we all can talk. Because we need to talk. It's not about me talking. We all need to talk. Today is a day we're going to talk about this very difficult topic. Now, let me quickly go. Let's start with Mary. Mary, have you heard of the Freedom of Information Act? What do you know about it? What comes to your mind?
Freedom of individuals expressing themselves. But unfortunately, we are not in such kind of era. We are supposed to be, but people are not free to express themselves. So I think that Freedom of Information Act is people being free to kind of express themselves, pass information without malice, without insult. I think where they come for you is when you try to insult
that
them.
would be freedom of expression. Don't worry, Mary. Mary, I'm not blaming you. That's freedom of expression. I don't want to be, because I know that many of us are not aware of this. So if you get it wrong, it shows exactly what we are all not actually being angry. So let me ask you, them in Asaba, do you know anything about the Freedom of Information Act that was passed in 2011? Nigerians, I'm saying this to you at home, not to them, because I'm just trying to say that I'm sure 10% of Nigeria are aware of this law, of this beautiful act that was passed. Anybody know anything about it over there? I hid it from my girls. See, I'm sure, anyway, for your information, we just have a new woman. Her name is Dorcas. She's the one from Benue now, but I think she grew up in Warri, So she's partly Warri, partly Benue. Very wonderful combination, right? You're welcome, Dorcas, to this platform. Anyway, what I want to say is, Dorcas, have you heard of this Freedom of Information Act? As at the time this was going on, you guys were in school, you're young, so nobody's blaming you. You understand? I just want to show to Nigerians that we are completely ignorant of this right which we have. Now let me tell you a little bit about the Freedom of Information. It is primarily proposed, before I talk about aim, the Freedom of Information Act is a law that allows me and you to ask the ministry, the federal government of Nigeria, your governor. Let me say, in Delta State, I'm coming to them in the super there. These are government institutions, parastatals. You can ask them, how did you spend the money? Please give us information on the money that comes in and how it is spent. Do you understand? It is your right. Let me explain that again. The freedom is not your saying you can express anything. That would be freedom of expression. It's different from what we're talking about. This law empowers you as a journalist, as a citizen, even as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or somebody who resides in Nigeria, to ask your local government, your state governor, the federal government, the ministries, the House of Assemblies, and even sometimes the court. The court will always say there are some information they cannot hide. We're going to explain all that. They cannot open. But they have 7 days. Let me repeat. 7 days to release that information to you. If they don't, there's a repercussion. I want everybody to take this one. I want you to know, Nigerians, that on May 28, 2011, a law was passed in Nigeria and it became an act. It's called the Freedom of Information Act. That law empowers you, allows you to ask how money is being spent. Every day you can keep saying, oh, they are spending money, they are doing this. You don't even know. So we are in the state of guessing. Now we are saying allegedly. Allegedly. No. If you think it's allegedly, what you do, you can ask. Don't just go out and say anything. Ask whatever you think that information. Now, I'm going to explain to you how you're supposed to do it. Now, what is the primary aim? I'm going to explain. I want it to go thoroughly because it's a very big lecture I want to give this morning. Like I said, I preach the gospel of the beautiful society. There's a quote I released this morning from J.F. Kennedy. And I said I'm going to read that quote at the end of the day. He was talking about peace, what peace really means. And he talks at length about it. He said peace is not the absence of disagreement. When there's peace, people can disagree to agree. You can disagree in an agreeable manner. You may not agree with what I think. I may not agree with what you think. We have disagreed in an agreeable manner. That is allowed. All right? So today, I want us to understand that the primary aim of this information, of this act, is to make public information more freely available to the public. So certain information, because wait, every day we say the money with the president is our money. Do you understand that is really our money? It's not President Tinubu's money. The money which Obodo is spending in Delta State is not his money. It's our money. The money given to your local government chairman is not his money. It's our money. The money with the sub-paddock, it's our money. The money the minister is spending is our money. Now, this law says you can ask. If Obodo is saying he spent so money on a bridge, you have the right to say, Mr. for the office of, you're not right, peacefully, nicely, politely, sir. Mr. Governor, I am so person, I'm a citizen of Delta State. Could you please kindly review how the contract between Soto and the construction of this road, who it was awarded to, and how the money was spent, the state of the cash release until date. What the law is saying is that the governor and its office they must respond to your request in maximum of 7 days. Anybody among you here, is anybody aware of this before? Docas, have you heard of this before?
Yes, I heard of it a certain time while I was in school.
Good. You were young, and I can understand that. You guys were young, and I'm not gonna. You know why I'm using you. Even people in my studio, if they can have that issue, so it's okay if you don't know at home. But what I want you to do is you need to put your pen down, and when you finish, I want you to be so empowered to say no. How is the money in that local government? How is my local government money being spent? How much is your local government chairman actually getting? How much? Don't guess. Don't even put it on 20. Don't say, Mr. Local Government Chairman, how much did you receive last month? And how was it spent? Just because we want to do maybe you're a journalist or you are just a concerned citizen. What I'm saying is you have the right. And why am I saying this today again is so that all of you saying or guessing or getting into trouble, because that's why they make the other law. The other law is to silence you. You know what they did? Because of the Freedom of Information Act is there. They are not acting on it. Now they bring another law that says anytime you say something that is not true, you'll be held accountable. But so what you need to do, my people, is please officially for the information. If they don't, you can then officially ask within 30 days. If they don't respond in 7 days, within 30 days, you cannot demand to have an internal meeting with them. If they refuse, you take them to court. Now, they will always be found guilty because but you know the problem with the law? If they are found guilty, you know how much they are paying? 500,000. These guys can easily pay 500,000 because we are talking of some whooping amount they are not ready to release. So that is some of the loopholes in the law. We're gonna analyze all that today. But today, let's have fun in this today. It's not a day to just have fun. It's a day to know your rights as a Nigerian. This right, we often play with it. If you don't know, then you cannot ask. If I don't know I have the right to ask for this, how am I going to ask? And that's why many people don't ask. Like I said, I listened to VDM today, and I wish I could tell VDM, VDM, with our platform now, what we should be doing is actually use the Freedom of Information Act. So demand. See, they have a problem. That's why when they have people like me, they have a problem. One, I'm from legal background, so I'm going to take you up legally. And I have big mouth. I'm going to talk about it. So they don't want someone like me. They see my mouth, it's not big. Gloria, why do they laugh? When you see my mouth so small? So I have big mouth. You see, my lips are thin. Nigerians, it's a very important day. And I want you guys to take note of this, that the primary aim of this is to make this everything government is doing in the public. It's not supposed to be a secret. The way the government run our affairs, it's not supposed to be secret. It's supposed to be transparent. And that way we can hold them accountable. Now, how do you people even hold your government accountable? That is the question I ask Nigerians today. You see why this guy get away with things? You're already there looking at them using your money. And you cannot say anything about it. And they know you don't know.
When you say something about this, they will lock you up. They will question you for questioning them.
No, under this Freedom of Information Act, they cannot do so. You see, there's something you do to God. I want to say this today. I know most of you Christians will like it. When you tell God, say, like God, now so you talk. God, you said, if I ask, I will receive. That if I seek, I will find. God, give me this. Let me do it this way. Lucas, can you be new man today? And today I the first see your face. So let me say now. I said, God. See the way God will do I don't be talking again. When I get to I withdraw my statement. No, but anything you ask from God, God will give to you. And when you want to ask it from God, quote a section of the Bible. Remind God what He said. Are you not children that pray? When you pray, why do you quote a section of the Bible?
To remind you what He said now. So and
exactly.
You respond.
So, exactly. God, you said this, and today your children are here. Do it now to your glory. God will have no choice. That's why somebody that is demonic will get away with certain things unknown to you. There are spiritual laws. I always say to people that you don't know, it doesn't mean you're free. Somebody that understands spiritual law will use it against you. Ignorance is not an excuse before any law. Somebody go say, light and darkness not they meet. The man go walk out past danger, go. He has invoked a spirit. I believe in that. Not everybody do. But I believe that there is a law. That's a natural law. There's a spiritual law. You need to speak it. If you see somebody like this in those days, you go inside bush, you go pluck one leaf, you go speak the language or the existence of that leaf. And that is what it's going to use. I'll quote a lot before we leave the show. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to ask for the freedom of, if you not ask under the Freedom of Information, you remind them that under the Freedom of Information Act, passed into law signed by the president on May 28, 2011, that's how we lawyers talk. I want to have those information because of so which I need it for. I may be a journalist, I'm doing a research on it, or I want to present something on it, or simply as a Nigerian, I'm entitled to it. Under this law, he has no choice. He cannot lock you up. I'm responding to what you said, Gloria, that they will lock you up. They won't.
And then you will become a target to them because
Definitely.
they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want you getting into their business. Whatever they do, they keep it outside from the public. So you going to quote a law for them. They should give you the information. They should be accountable to you. You will become like you expose yourself to them to target
That's
you.
true.
They would want to silence you.
And I always say to people, if you want to do that, you don't commit things. You keep your hands clean. Somebody is tormenting them. It's not that they cannot be with him, but they do not know somebody have only one weapon. He has the little lawyer behind him. He has the press. Anytime you lock him up, he's even looking for him to come and arrest him. Somebody is waiting for them to arrest. So he's not a bone on the neck.
Most of these people that attack the government, they are prominent people, they have fame. So if anything happens to them, the people might come up or they have backups that can support them.
Cannot touch
you
them.
Cannot say the common man that is fending for himself, that does not have any backup, should come up and ask the government. It will be an easy target. It's like you are saying a small rat that does not know anything. The cat can just oppress the rat and kill the rat, and nobody will make any noise about it.
Yes.
For example, you are making mention of very dark man. If anything should happen to very dark man today, there are a lot of people that will come up and question the government of what is happening to very dark man. But a common person like
me and you,
if anything should happen to us, I don't think anybody even cares. You get what you are saying?
That is what you think. You see, let me say this. Very dark man didn't get to where he is now because by luck. He worked for it. And it's all this trouble he overcame that makes him who he is now. You see, the Bible said, I'm always afraid of people who want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. There will be no heaven without death. As soon as I talk, I believe there will be heaven without death, because I'm not agree. But from what I see, there will be no religion without sacrifice. Jesus Christ even have to die. Don't you ask yourself? So for anything, there's a price to be paid. Yes. But don't forget that even you, a villager, if you begin to tell the big man that this is what you know, this is what I know, that big man will be scared. Hallelujah. You see, when you now tell him that, okay, I'm not saying I like this, he be. Come kill me, I know, but I'm not saying I so. From where they stand here, and I saw it be. I know you can beat me, but this is the situation of things. The man will be scared. But if you give him the chance, that because they go beat me, then they will continue to beat us. You know, like I said, this most important thing, why this law was to make government activities and spending open to public scrutiny. That is the big word. But wait till my daughters, I know say that if you talk, they will beat you. If you not talk, they will still beat you. If I say I not go vote, at least if I vote, my vote no will count. But if you not vote, somebody will become president. You know, better make you don't vote. Say make they throw away your vote. So you know say they oppress you, that they not oppress you at all. Which one good? My daughters don't want wahala. I know. Women don't want that at all. That's why Bible says we not love our husband. Women don't have right to love. Oh. You understand? Women are not allowed to love. Now that's why they talk about love. But Bible tell you make you love your husband. Because Bible don't say women don't feel love. If a guy they here now, if you know which are they talk. Because a man is trained to love his family. Before anything happen to my wife and my children, you go kill me first. But anything trouble come for her, she see woman to carry children go run from one corner. That's what women they do. Not be so you do. Not be so your mama did.
Yeah, you go save the children now. You go save the children.
I know, but Papa will come out. Papa now they go die. Everybody. That is the meaning of love.
Right now. That's what God is planning now.
Yeah. Nobody is ready to sacrifice their life.
Exactly. That is why you see when
All
the
people who sacrifice their life for electric toll gates for the NSAS.
There is no reward. There is nothing.
See now, what did that change? Nothing. All those
no, if I tell you, say Nigeria would have been different without NSAS today. I want to thank you for doing NSAS, children. It's the most wonderful thing that has happened in my lifetime. In my adult life, NSAS is the most successful movement that has ever happened to Nigeria. You might not understand the impact, but it make everybody now know say if the children come out again, then to tell you, say if they come again, it be like somebody they knock for your door. That small knock go open. If you open, no say go kill you. The politicians are scared because they have seen what the young people can do with NSAS. NSAS is not a failure. Nobody died in vain. It's like saying Jesus Christ died in vain. Jesus Christ didn't die in vain. The Bible says, for God so loved the world. I'm not preaching this rubbish that people should go and kill themselves. No. But for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. What did he do? He gave his only begotten son. The son came and he died for you. That's why you have salvation today. By the grace of God, where is it coming from? Somebody died. Anyway, we're not expecting women to die. I'm saying that Bible said we should love our wives, so we will love them. No worry. So no man there here, so I'm not going to preach that message past like that. Not going to go. Anyway, the Freedom of Information Act is to provide this is very important, to provide every person, both citizen and non-citizen, the legal right to access information held by public institutions. This is very key. This is the bonds. So if you ask yourself, can I do it? Yes. I know the limitations. Of course, there will be limitations to every law, like what you guys just said now. You go fear for your life. In fact, the moment you start that thing, you know what? They go look one lie against you. You understand? Though I don't want to bring the case of Fejiro here, because Fejiro was using the information. It was actually really, he was playing politics. But that's not to say that he was supposed to be arrested. You understand? If what he said is, if what he's saying are lies, then okay, let's just prosecute him, but don't keep him in prison indefinitely. If Federal should take him there, you take him to court, and he's not facing the law. Say, hey, look at what he said. Let that be a case in the law court. Don't lock him behind. That's why I'm even angry. So, in fact, as of today, Federal case is now out of hand. It's just like you put Kano in prison. If Kano commit any offense, try him. Don't keep him in prison. What we say now, children.
Now, do you see what we are saying? If they can put these people behind bars, if they can lock them up like this, for this the same freedom of speech that you are saying, yeah, freedom of information, they can lock them up. Okay.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But you know what? Don't think you are common. Ew. Sometimes, when you are empowered, you know, the David that killed Goliath. Now somebody tell David, say, yes, you can. Don't be afraid of Goliath. Then David say, hey, David now quotes you, a son of an infidel. There's a language he used. With that thing, he didn't just talk. David did not just strike. He said, I am bringing you down, you son of an infidel. I have power over you. There was a verbal language that follows it. And that was the power. When you say, in the name of Jesus, you will come down. Go to Anna. There's power in the name of Jesus. It's exactly there's power when you quote the law. The law is like, don't you know that the name of Jesus is a law? It's a spiritual law. That when you say it, God no more look at you. God now look at the blood of Jesus shed. It's a covenant. The covenant is a law. We're not going to discuss that. A covenant is a spiritual law. But we're talking of the law of the Nigerian state. When I'm saying that this information allows us to enable us also to participate. All those of us who
these laws that they make, most of the time, I feel it is just for formalities because they are not really following it. If they are following it, then I can say we can ask them questions and like that. But they are not really following it. They set the law.
How are they going to follow it if you don't hold them accountable? If you don't talk about it, how are they going to follow it? If I don't ask the governor, you don't ask, nobody asks the governor, then the law is stupid. If we ask and they refuse to,
it's just there. It is not actually for you to ask. They just put it there. I don't know why they put it there because they are not actually following it. It is not for us to ask.
Why not?
We
The
don't
law
have
says
that though.
that you see, look at what I said just now. To provide every person, both citizen and non-citizen, the legal right to access information held by public institutions. That is it. It gives you that right. If you don't ask them that, you don't need it. I'm going to ask. That's why. Anyway, I'm not blaming everybody here, but that's why people like us, we don't just go and say, "Oh, government is doing this. Government is doing this." No. If you know that your government is doing something wrong, ask. What did the Bible say? Quote Dorcas. Ask her.
Ask, you shall receive.
If
Seek
you don't
and
ask,
you find.
if you don't ask,
You will not receive.
exactly. That is the truth. If you don't ask.
But so we do not compare God to Nigerian government.
Oh my God.
The government has
I compare God. Okay, make we leave God. Okay, if you not ask, if I not ask any wait, if your boyfriend not ask you out, if I not go out with you, you must ask.
Yes, you must ask. Sir, it is easy to hold them accountable if they are ready to give account.
Wait, even when you want ask, when your boyfriend want ask you out, wait, make I talk to God. He not make sure whether you go agree or not, but he ask. If you not ask,
Then if I'm going to give an answer, you will get an answer. If I'm not ready, he's not going to get an answer.
Exactly, but at least he don't ask. The question I ask Nigeria, una don't ask first, because that information, una go dey ring and ask. Everybody here now for the talk say, I ask also governor for social thing, they refuse. Let 1,500 people come out and say they ask for the freedom, they ask under the Freedom of Information Act. How their money is being spent, and the governor refuses.
You will not need to tell the story, said. You will not need to tell the story, say, so governor, you asked. Okay.
He said, we don't need to tell the story. They are not that wicked. Come on, they are not that powerful. You think they are that powerful? If they are that powerful, why did the NSAS able to quench them? They were on the run.
Sir, the NSAS was able because we had prominent people that were supporting them. We had examples of Faz, a popular known musician.
Yes,
I think
they were backing
the
motion, yes.
These are prominent people and they were backing.
They came out yes.
with full support. So I think the government saw the magnitude of the way the NSAS was going. That was why they had to retaliate with the issue at the toll gate. So if we have prominent people that are ready to support the common men, okay, yes.
The things in the same government, you are saying we should ask that they still shoot all of the time.
You know that way. Okay, so you know that way. At least that is a start. So even the institution or the big people in Nigeria that are not asking, they are guilty of these things. Now, a poor man don't have money to ask, is scared to ask because they will quell you. That's true. They will question. I agree. But what about you that is in this position of authority to ask? You not ask. Do you understand? See, this is why civil societies, what did I say to them in Nigeria? Individually, that the case we shout here till tomorrow, nothing will happen. But if we come together and form a coalition, the government must listen. Only me, they don't care. So that's the power of coming together. I think we'll discuss that another day. But today, let us follow up. And now, let us understand first, who are the people we can ask this information from? Very important. All ministries, whether state or local or even federal, you can ask what happened here. I just saw the social money was released to social person for social project. Please, can we have those information? You write politely. And I'm not saying now, the young people here are saying that they are afraid that they cannot ask alone. What about you, the civil society? What are you doing? Because if young people are now afraid that the ordinary man cannot do this, are you still afraid as a civil society? If that's the case, why are you existing as a civil society? Or why are you just a simple activist just making out? You know why this is so touchy to me today? I just wish I could tell Very Dark Man now. Very Dark Man, I'm going to drop him a message. Very Dark Man, on his time to stop just complaining and acting. They're not even going to say that. They don't care. It's time you confront them legally. Now, don't confront them with fights. You know, you can legally confront them with your right. Thank God you have some protection. The press, the people are going to ask what happened to Very Dark Man. So it's time for Very Dark Man to ask them. Ross, give me those information. And Very Dark Man big. If you stand for your case, you know, say your wahala don't come. And I know by the time I finish this, you will see people like them. If this guy is using it, they forget wahala more now. You know, so they will just accuse them, and then they'll take someone to court. No, someone can ask Mr. President, we learned that so thing happened in your personal case that you were convicted of a fraud. We want that information. Because you are now a public figure, you are the president of our country. I want that information. That's why someone say, make the carry and go court. He will talk. You know, when you have a right, when you know your right, you are somebody that is equipped with some arrow. You are ready to strike. My elder brother, before he died, he said, if you get soft for that place, now sister now they take the treat am. They don't pack pepper put or anything where they put and they know if your sickness are there, you know how na small they treat that place. They treat am anyhow. Wado, let's go what you're doing. I'm gonna try and end this show on time. Because these guys I don't put them on too much trouble. Anyway, you can ask all the ministries, all the agencies, federal, state, local level. At every level you can ask. Now you can ask your National Assembly, both the states and the national. And even local government do have, and then they form, and then the council of today form the legislative arms. You can also ask them to give you. You can also ask the court. All right? Now, what the court will normally do is they will say some information are confidential. They are free not to release those information. I'm a lawyer, for instance. If you ask me some information about my client, that is a confidential issue between me and my client. I can't release that to you. Unless it is in public interest, and you have to defend it. You understand? So it's very important. And even, see, it's very important to know this. I want to drop it for Nigerians like a lecture. And if you are a public company, private, even my own now, SRTV is a private company. But I am utilizing public, I am in the public, for instance. They can ask me, that's information from SRTV. Especially when I access public fund. Say, government give me, as they give social loan, they're going to give me social amount as grant. Then you have right to ask this company, how did you use that grant? That money when government give you that time, how you spend them? ART. We will be forced to release the information how the money was spent within 7 days to you. No, it's for today. I want us to be equipped to know we can. Whether you'll be able to do it is another issue. But when you know, then at least you are from a point of knowing. The Bible said, our people, they perish for lack of knowledge. It gets to stop. The knowledge is what I want to share with you today. I'm saying you have a right to demand accountability from your president, demand accountability from your governor, demand accountability from your local government, from every level of government, House of Assembly, all of them, that's how I've been mentioning, ministries, even private companies, down to the court, asking for how public money, especially how public money have been spent, or how a particular case went. Sometimes when you see a case of injustice, you can demand the court to say, can we see the level of, anyway, judgments are supposed to be published. When a court come up with a judgment, in the UK, it is published. Because it becomes a precedent. Anytime you want to use another case, you say, in that judgment or so time, this is what happened. It becomes actually a law. When a judgment is passed, it becomes a law. Indirectly. So, a court cannot even hide their own. That's what, if you study law, that is one issue you go and drop. Oh, in social case, this is what happened. In that case, and social court, this is what the court said, and this is why they passed that judgment. So, even court cases, so sometimes you see some things that are going wrong, and you cannot even ask. Nigerians, I'm saying to Nigerians today, the reason they are abusing us is because we don't know, one, and we don't ask those of us that know. And another painful thing, like my daughter is saying today, if I ask, they will kill me. You know my famous saying, for evil to exist, righteous men are busy doing nothing.
Yeah.
If we do something, how many of them there be? Oborowori and the people, how many there be? How Oborowori and those if you maintain the they quite the whole Delta state. They go chop na money na they look. They go beat na go they look. The question is, how is that possible? Because you're quiet. They don't have the power you think they have. We're actually very, very powerful. But do we use it? Let us continue. So the question is, how do you even do this? Because today I said I'm going to do the first part of it. I won't do the other part of it yet. How do you, okay, now I know. I want to ask a question. What do? I said you submit a written request. The request must be in writing. It could be an email. So you can write an email to the Ministry of Information and Culture or Ministry of Works, or this one that they said that they construct one road from Lagos to Calabar. You can ask Umahi Ministry, Umahi, we know that you are spending so money, you are constructing this road from Lagos to Calabar. We've seen all the things that has happened. Please, sir, I don't want to go to the road to go and take pictures and embarrass everybody. Could you please give us how much has been spent, what is the total amount of the budget, and how much has been released, and to what extent have the job done? They will release this information for you. If you might refuse to, then you can take the legal action. This is exactly what I'm saying today. Is that really too hard to ask? Maybe. Is that a bad thing to ask to think, say, okay, now I know. I'm going to ask how this money is spent. Before they will come kill all of us. You know say, you know what that means? He said if more blood, when this one gets, you go take a rub blood, you go take a rub stick. You go fight. Before they will come kill you, you go fight your own fight. But actually, these guys are not as powerful as you think. The only reason they are powerful is because we are ignorant. And the Bible said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. That's why I said today, this is going to be my topic for the whole week. I'm going to ring it like a liberty bell. It's going to be like in the name of Jesus for you. I am saying to you, Nigerians, you have the right to ask how your money is being spent. Don't talk to me if you don't ask. Oh, don't speculate. They thief all our money. You don't ask. How you tell me they thief your money? Let me put it this way. About they spend your money and they cost them every day here. I tell you. I may be oppressing the man. What I want ask Okowa. That 1.3 trillion, I don't want to start my own. That 1.3 trillion when the EFCC. Now EFCC and Okowa want ask you. May they release that information to the public. To me, as an institution or as a private person, demanding why you accuse him in the first place. If the man is innocent, why did you even accuse him? But we don't care. But could you let us have those information? Because there must be a reason why you came out and say Okowa is wanted for 1.3 trillion. We are just following your words. Sir, how did you get there? It's a simple thing. I'm saying you can do that by email. As an ordinary Nigerians, you can write it to Okowa and you can write to the FCC demanding that information. Delta State, have you done that? Now, if all of us in that, Okowa, maybe the money not really lost, or the money lost, what will happen to us? Talk to me, children. What will happen to the money? Don't forget, the money is our money. cars.
Our money is
That
so.
money they don't use state. That money don't go now.
Sir, it's our money according to them. That's what they said, but we're not seeing it. So
It's not our money. Who owns it? Okowa or who? If I thought it was stolen. We
It's
say
for data.
allegedly. You know the language we use, allegedly. But listen, you cannot be allegedly. Ask. Nigeria, the language of allegedly should be taken away. Let it be that I ask and they refuse to give it to me. Do you understand? Let the language of allegedly be replaced with I ask and they refuse to give it to you. At least you go ask first. If you don't ask your wife, you not go get wife for you don't say, make I tell my children when I grow up. I tell them one thing when I do. With the Uniben. Every evening, we'll walk out and go for road. We go see girl for road. We'll say, girl, I like you. If you take 20 girls, one go agree for you. If you don't get girlfriend, meaning you not come out, tell the truth. You not come out, come talk, your mouth not open. Let me tell you something. A guy, one of our friends was doing in Belgium. I tell him that this one, this is a very ugly one. But now the women, they are matured now, I don't go small. So I feel this kind of stuff. The guy, when he knows say this time now, when everybody don't go work, you know, say all the husbands don't go to work. He go any place, he will go knock for the door. If somebody open the door, a woman, you go ask her, can I come in? Look, we do the thing. Now what did they do? So they come down to one woman, say, the woman look at, they knock, the woman they look at. The woman was so disappointed, he asked her, say, but how many times did they cost you doing this? You know what the guy said? He said, why you not ask me how many times I don't succeed? After they knock, they ask women whether they will do. You don't they ask me how many times they beat me. What if you don't ask me how many times people don't grieve for me? Anytime you knock, there will be an answer. No matter how stupid that man was asking, he was getting successes. And in theater psychology, you know what they teach us? No, it's not a problem. Put your eyes on the yes. Anyway, I'm not corrupting these young boys. If my young boys see me, they're not going to find a reason to argue with woman. If one agree, you go to the other one, you tell her. You go to the other one, you tell her, one will agree for you. If you don't get girlfriend, now because you not ask. Huh? I know what women to do. I like when women, when they talk like this, they will call withdraw. They will call withdraw. You need to see very face. No, children, I'm used to all this, you understand? I know that, I know women psychology. I know the part one, I know the one talk. Now only one that they know, now they talk. Now let's get together, now that they talk all the things when we don't go feel here for this work. When the guys they talk to themselves, if men know the hearer, in Jesus' name.
Men are not to be trusted, so you don't need to hear them.
Men are like Nigerian government.
Yes, exactly.
You don't trust them.
I see. So when I say Jesus' name, now let me say amen. Why I call the verse for me this morning? Anyway, let's go with the topic. So what I'm saying that you must submit a written request. It must be in writing. It could be an email. I want people to watch this show and get the love from me today. Now the request should be described, to describe the detail of the information. You understand? So that if you're not going to say, oh, we want to know what happened to this, what you call a day for all the 8 years in office. That's stupidity. You tailor it down. EFCC, because now you are writing to somebody, EFCC, you said in the daily of so, this way I read about it, that so amount of money that Okowa was questioned for one thing for so amount of money. This is what we saw on the paper. You quote the newspaper. Based on that, and with the right as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under the Federal Information Act, I want to have a detailed information of what really happened, why he was accused, why the matter has been withdrawn, and anything that the public needs to know. Please let us know, sir. Thank you. Yours faithfully, Daddy Chris. You don't do your own part. You be like somebody now. That man when they do long jump, because not a long shot. You go there, you knock for the woman door. You know say it will cost you or it not cost you, but you don't ask. Now wait, whether what you ask will bring some result. Unlike that guy, when not get right, you get right. This is what the law is saying. Look at let me read this. It said the information must be clearly and sufficient detail to enable the public institution to locate the file. So you've directed them to that very particular case with Okowa, the former governor of Delta State, within so time and so time, and the money said regarding all the money that went to the so party. You've been very specific. Now, the act, see, what did I say? He said the act allow for the payment of fees. So you will pay the fee. Maybe to ask for that information, because the office will have to go and look for the file. It might be 500,000 naira, or not up to that. Maybe 5,000 naira, for them to look for the file, because it's going to be work. So the act allow them to charge you to say, okay, for us to go and look at that file, this is what it will cost you. It could be 10,000 naira. You pay the 10,000 naira, and you are. So it is not free on your part to make the request, but it's not something that is going to break your bank. Hello, are you guys with me?
Yes.
I know you guys are bored today, but we need this information. This is a very, very critical. It's a very, very important show with me. I'm not talking to you guys alone. I'm bouncing on you so that the public can know what we're talking about. It's a very, very beautiful piece of information that the public must know and they must act upon. So they can charge you 5,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 1,000 naira. That is what they need to locate the file. They cannot charge you any amount of money that is stupid, though. They cannot say it costs them 100,000. What are you going to do 100,000 to look for the file? The file is in your office. Just to open the time, the little time, it costs you maybe 3,000 naira. We will pay. Then you must send us. And this is what they say. A public institution has 7 days to grant access to the information. That is to give it to you. Amen? 7 days. And you see, this is very important. I want people that will come back and watch this show. They can go and take all this information and act. I want to empower you, Nigerians, not to instigate you on anything bad. I'm saying you have a right. And I'm telling you the legal way to go about it. It's a step by step. Now, I'm not saying you must do it. If you cannot do it, don't worry. But those that have the power, I can see a lot of Nigerians, they know they fear. I wish I could give this. I have a friend, one Christmas. I have a lot of them that I'm going to empower with this. They are lawyers. So they know this. You know why this is so good? Let me remind you people, Nigerians. The federal government, the same legislative arms of Nigerian government has just passed a law, which I'm going to play with tomorrow, which says that if you do social things, if you say so and they found out to be a lie, you'll be held liable. You can go to prison. All of them are here about that one. But I don't hear of this one. So the one that will stop you from talking is the one you know. The one that empowers you to talk, you don't know. I will not say anything that I don't know. But I will demand for information. If you don't give it to me, the law says you have 7 days to give it to me. Now the question is, what if they refuse to? This is what the act said. If the request is denied, the institution must provide a written information for the refuser within that 7 days. Oh, we cannot do this because you don't have the right to know, or because information are confidential, or it's in public interest. Because sometimes the truth is, if any information, if they release it, if it will cause fire, everybody will go on the street to go fight. They won't release it. And in that case, they can give you reason that for public safety, or for in the interest of the world, national security, that is the big word. If something is in the interest of national security, they won't release that information. But we have to write to you within 7 days. That is the reason they are not releasing it. Not be mad. You write to them. What did I say? Look at this. You write to them. Let me repeat that. Recap it. You request information clearly in writing. The information. I said submit your request in writing. All right, it must be in writing, like an email. Now, I said it should be clear enough. Like I said, tell them, I know people, I will trade, and that matter no will end for my mouth. That will go matter. I know until I die. That's 1.3 trillion. Now I no go until they write to me. Tell me, say, what did happen? When they made them open their mouth, when they made the FCC say, so many, go just cross carpet, everything go just end. We go just keep quiet first. Now with the say that because we cross carpet. But when they explain now, and it's me, I go come here, come talk, say, now true said the man not do anything, though, but I have the right to know. It's my money, it's Delta State money. I am an institution. I am a citizen of Delta State, and I have an institution. Under my institution, I can ask. Under me, I can ask. So I am saying that you must make sure it is well tailored, and they are, of course, I know EFCC can ask me to pay maybe 5,000 naira to access those information. I will pay. And the law said that within 7 days, EFCC should release that information to me. Nigerians, I'm talking to you. Deltans, I'm talking. I'm not here to waste your time today. I'm here to.
I agree. So after 7 days, if nothing is done, what should the individual do?
Exactly. If the request is denied, now you can take. You have 2 steps you can take. Now I have this here. Okay. Like let me quickly go to that one. So because internal, if the request is denied, I jump to this one. You have 2 avenues of appeal. All right, 2 ways you can deal with it. Say 1, internal appeal. You can write to the head of the public institution or somebody, the responsible officer. Somebody is maybe the minister or the governor himself to review the decision. The reason for the denial must come to you in the next 30 days. They don't get the whole year to do it. This is the law. I'm not taking it from anywhere. I'm taking from the law itself. Now, if they do not answer you in 30 days, now this is your option. If the internal appeal is unsuccessful or not responded to, you cannot file a lawsuit at the federal high. Footballer, I'm Romano now. Footballer, I'm Romano. These are the songs where they sing where they go play ball in those days. You say you be footballer, the footballer go meet today. I say footballer, I'm Romano. That's to go meet today. Not today. You see, Nigerians, I'm talking and I'm not joking. It's very important that she asks this difficult question. It makes me to move to fast forward. I'll go back until I get here. Because I wanted all of you to have the information step by step. Now you've asked, you find something that is disturbing you. You put up a written request. You made the request as clear. They asked you for a fee, you have paid. They didn't respond to you in 7 days. The law said they must respond to you within 7 days. If they don't, you cannot seek an internal appeal. Say, okay, since you are not good, because the letter went to the whole department, I want to talk to the governor. If the governor refuses to answer you in 30 days, then you take the state to court. I know it looks like if I cannot do it, but you can. You can do this. And that is the beauty of what we are doing today. Okay. You know what the court can do? This is very important. Very, very important. Because I want to talk about the remedies. What are the things you need to do? I want to talk to other Nigerians, so I don't want to use any legal term. I want to just talk to us as ordinary people, so that you can be empowered. Gone are the days, the Bible said, what has been hidden from the wise and the prudent has been revealed to the babe and the suckling. What is that? Nothing is information. Information which has been hidden from the wise and the prudent has been revealed to you. Look at me revealing this information to you. On a good day, you go read the book, tired. But you are getting it like joke. You go able to say, I'm not care with that stupid man they talk. You see, maybe I'll tell you this story. It happened to me in Yugoslavia. A young boy, he gave me some stupid amount of money. I said, boy, I'm not taking your money. He said, no, sir. I said, but what did they do you this weekend? Why you give me this money? Now you need a post. He said, no, Ghana, you need it. It was $5,000. I asked him, the boy used one word, say, as the whole world tend to be falling on you, God will always send you a divine angel. If you listen carefully now, you will see your escape. If this house is burning now, if you listen carefully to God, God will show you the way to go out. God will never give you a burden you can't carry. It's not God. And if you will die in the course of it, then know there's something worth it. Jesus Christ was not happy to die, but his death brought salvation to mankind. Jesus is happier now that he did it for us. What I want to say is that, now let me go further. Where are these people from Nasaba? Now they run. Anyway, the court can, this is what the court can do. All right? The court can order the disclosure of that information. This is what the court can do. Or of course, they will refuse it. They will say, okay, why did they refuse? And sometimes they can award damages to you. You understand? The thing is, this is what the court there, any court case is always about money, unfortunately. In case of wrongful denial, the court can also hold the responsible person. You can just arrest him, put him there, put him in prison. But normally, the annoying part of this art is, upon, because they will go do all the wahala, how court matter they be. At the end, if they convict them, they go say they pay only $350. That money is too small. That is the biggest limitation to this thing for me, because anybody when they take money, it go better not release and make it pay you $350 at the end. It's comfortable with that money than to go into the trouble of going to reveal his life secret. So I think that is the part of the law that needs to be reviewed. I want to end there, because why I brought this topic today is what I saw, the rage. Every Nigerian, they talk. Oh, how can they do this? How can they do this? The question I'm asking you is, what have you done about it? If you've not done anything, I'm asking, do you know you can do something about it? All those things, when I just a gossip, oh, they think so money, they think so money. Do you know the facts? When you're not asking for it, it is your right to do so. That's exactly what I'm saying. You are practicing journalists, three of you here. You're practicing journalists. You're going to come across cases where you're going to say things and they will say, oh, you don't have right to say what you have just said. Where's the proof? If you are clever, before you say anything, please ask. And in some cases, we will tell them, say, civil disobedience. It's not allowed, though. I'm not saying go and do it, but I'll do it. If they refuse to give me information, I will lie against them. I will tell the court that the only way I can provoke these people to talk about this case is to lie against them. And I'll come to court and say I lie. That the reason I lie is I ask them for this information, they refuse to give it to me. I have no option but to lie against them. You will see court go come, they tired for you. They can deal with you. But no problem. But you don't lie finished. Court will be lenient. In that case, court will now review the matter, but they didn't really ask. The court will ask you, why didn't you not take the matter to the court? So it is not always true that when you go and do it your own way, that jungle justice will work for you. But I'm saying, young people, I gave you a very ugly scenario of a man who knocks on women's door, demanding for a bad thing, and he gets away sometimes with it. Sometimes he gets really being put out. Sometimes he gets slapped. Sometimes they throw hot water for him. But sometimes he's successful. Nigerians, we are at a crossroad. This is not time to just be talking. It's time to demand your rights. You see, if we only know our rights, one of the rights we think we have is the right to vote. Not only that one, as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have a right for this information. That is what I've come to tell you today. This information is crucial. It empowers you to do the right thing. It's a beautiful one. And when you understand your rights, you are like somebody who is equipped with the Bible, with the words of God, that you can to pass road. If you understand the word of God, you are never afraid. And the only thing devil uses against you really is fear. Devil have no power over you. For devil to be able to defeat you or get to you, devil is going to do one thing. He's going to put fear in your face. And that fear is what I want you to take away. You don't need to be afraid. But once you are afraid, you are finished. The only thing that can make you not to be afraid is to have the information. When you have gun, you're no more afraid. A man with a gun, come now, I will blow your head off. He's protected. He has a gun. He has defense. Your defense, my people, is the information you have. That's some of the things I've been trying to pass on today. That under the Freedom of Information Act, you have weapon to fight your government. Under your right to vote, you can vote and demand that your vote be counted. Because it's your vote. You can then make all this information. These things I'm going to analyze your right when it comes to your voting and how your vote should be counted and what you can do to protect your vote. We're going to do that on a very beautiful day. The law of Nigeria is sufficient. Like when I write one day, the grace of God is sufficient. But have you invoked the grace in your life? Every day we hear by the grace of God. Do you know the meaning of by the grace of God? Or you just say it? Every time, I don't say, before I talk now, when the glory come, where these two women? Now they run. Hello. How many times now I don't say by the grace of God today? Doctors. God glory, I feel like say, do it verse glory. If you hear this woman, but how many times have you said by the grace of God today? I'm sure you guys must have said by the grace of God, but do you know what it means? It's not only easy to just say by the grace of God. No. When I say by the grace of God, I'm telling God that by the cross, by the death of Jesus Christ, by the blood of Jesus Christ, shed on the cross of Calvary, I am entitled to this. It's not a gift. Sometimes we are so cheap. We want to deal with God. No, you don't see this guy, Jacob in the Bible. When I don't read for Jacob, Jacob fight with an angel. He said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Now, physical fight, too. Don't they read the Bible at all?
Yes, sir, I know that story.
You know that. Thank you. So he demanded for it. He didn't ask. It's not a begging thing. I'm saying to you, by the blood of Jesus Christ shed on the cross of Calvary, you are entitled to eternal life. It's no more an act of begging for it. Claim it. Oh God, that's exactly what I come to say to you today. You now need to say, God, by the grace, by the blood of Jesus shed on the cross of Calvary, my sins are forgiven. Abiola said, I am a custodian of a sacred mandate, freely given. You own it. You are a custodian of the grace. You're not asking for the grace. Hello? Do you guys children know what I'm saying? Thank you, my daughter. You are not asking for the grace. The grace of God has been bestowed upon you right from the time Jesus Christ died. I'm saying you have a right to ask for information. How your money is being spent. It's not a thing of saying you're not begging for it. It's your right. If you don't know, all you're going to say is continue to say by the grace of God. Like I said in my book, the first chapter of my book is by the grace of God. And I was very angry with people using the word. There's nothing like by the grace of God. I own the grace of God. The grace is not coming, it's there, it's with me. I own it. It's like you're telling the governor now, Governor, sir, this is my money, my right. I want this information. I'm not begging for it. Let me stop today because this is going to be the topic of the week. We're going to move to the next segment of the show, and a very quick one at that one, because today is one of those days when I need to do a lot of things. This is not one of those talk. Many children come to my show, and you can feel sorry for them. They are young. This is not the kind of show we'll be discussing. I'm a public affairs analyst, so I can analyze this. And it's too heavy for them. These are young people that will be going to do their entertainment news and giving me some nice views. I can't put them here, I can't beat them, the kind of money. Can't ask them difficult questions when they're not supposed to bother. So they hate me now. Every time that the Christian come, they say that man don't come again. I know that kind of feeling. But let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the newspaper review. Don't go away. Please stay with us. Right there. Don't touch that button. We'll be right back.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradioandtelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
Welcome back, people. We're now in the second segment of the show, which is the newspaper review. Mary is right here with us, so we're going to take a look at some of the things we have in our dailies today. Mary, what do we have?
Let's start with the Punch.
Okay. As usual.
The big story on the Punch, you have terrorism. Retired generals back call for states of emergency, and the writer says ex-military chiefs, states of emergency will speed up anti-insurgency efforts. Only large-scale troop deployments can defeat Boko Haram, coming from northern elders.
There's some discussion somewhere. Is it coming from Asaba? We can hear some echo. Yes, we can hear you, Mary, but I think there's some little distortion. Asaba, okay, I'm going to take the Asaba out and see whether it's from them. So that's the only way I can test. Go on, Mary.
Borno dismisses calls, says Irabo entitled to opinion.
Yes.
That's the reason on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Okay, let me just go in details of the big story before other headlines. So we have some senior retired military personnel. You can recall that last week we talked about the attack on Borno State that had to make some people to a kind of run to the neighboring country, which is Cameroon, because of the injuries and all of that. And prior before now, the governor of Borno State, Zulum, has always complained about the killings in Borno, and now he's actually calling for the government to actually send a lot of military troops to come to their border because they actually attacked even their military base attacked them, leaving one of the police personnel injured, killing people in the communities. People are running to different places. So the senior military personnel, they, although retired, some of them worked during the Buhari regime. At first, I wanted to like talk about why are they coming out to talk about insurgency, because even during Buhari time we also suffer these killings. But I could understand where they're coming from, because they are saying that the lack of a political will, you understand, as regards this insecurity in the country is alarming. Because that if you want to actually look at the record of the killings in the country, is around 2.2 million. We are not going to talk about displaced Nigerians, those that are injured, those that have died in the process. So they're actually talking about if the National Assembly can actually agree with them, which is a senior retired military officer, to actually have a state of
Emergency.
emergency. But I don't know. I don't really think, because if they are talking about the military going on war, fighting the Boko Haram, do you think it's going to stop all of this? Because at first, let's consider the equipment that these people are using. Do we have such kind of equipment? Because since they attacked the military base, it was said that they burned some of their equipment as well. Because I know that there's no way they will attack the military base and leave their equipment. You get? So they burned some of their equipment as regards to their operations. So, and even that last time I actually made an interview in House of Rep, I spoke to the honorable, and I made him understand that we know that the military personnel don't have the kind of equipment that these people have, and that is why they come, they attack them, and they succeed. What do we do about it? They talked about the president, the federal government planning to actually
Policemen.
bring in a lot of equipment. I don't know if that has been put to place, if they are just saying it. You know, there are a lot of news that will be put out there without actions. It's another thing to put news out there. Okay, let me quote according to what is stated here. It said some retired senior military officers have backed the call by former chief of defense staff General Lucky Irabo, and for the declaration of a state of emergency to effectively address the Boko Haram insurgency. Now, in his book, which is titled Scars, The Nigerian's Journey and Boko Haram um, Conundrum, Irabo argued that the absence of political will had hindered Nigeria's response to insurgency, stressing that an emergency proclamation backed by the National Assembly would mobilize all elements of national power towards ending the war. It might be a good move. I am not disputing the fact. But if you go on a war and you don't win, is a problem. I think the attack will come in double fold. Do you have the equipment to fight the Boko Haram? Can you stand them with the equipment we have? Yes, we've talked about military personnel in Nigeria coming out to fight. Yes, we need them to come out to fight to protect the lives of individuals. You understand? But on the other side, like they said, political will, what are they doing? Are they giving them enough equipment to be able to stand these people? Because how can you tell me that Boko Haram can actually attack a military base and succeed? Then it calls for questioning. You attack a military base, you succeed, you burn their equipment. You understand? Then it calls
Yes.
for worry. If not that they have power, if not that what they have is beyond our own military hands. But I believe Nigeria has money. It is not just about losing money. It's not about talking about the revenue from oil sales. It's not about using the money to fix roads. I think we should channel this energy towards
You didn't use your freedom of information.
our military personnel.
You
You
don't
said
use your freedom of information. You are speculating again. Anyway,
allegedly.
allegedly,
If that's the case,
allegedly,
yes. Yes,
allegedly.
if that's the case.
That's it.
Let's not shift the important things and doing the things that are not important. For the fact that these senior military officers, even retired, still have this kind of thought in mind as state of emergency, they want to go on a war. You don't go. I cannot go on a war with my empty hands if I know you have an equipment to fight me. If I want to go on a war, I need to be equipped as you, so that I will know that whatever you have, I have it. Who are those people that are sponsoring this Boko Haram, whoever they are, that they have this kind of equipment that our own military do not have? I think it's we as Nigerians, we are supposed to ask questions. We are supposed to talk. You know, we went on a protest because of hunger. We went on a protest because of hunger. Leaving the fact that we need to be sleeping with our two eyes closed. We need security in the country. It's not just about if there's no security. I believe even if you eat, the food will not digest well because we are scared. We cannot dispute the fact that it has always been in the news, killings in different parts of the country. Apart from Benue, now this is Borno State suffering. They are fleeing to Cameroon. Fleeing to Cameroon. It's good for their safety. So what about other northern states that are suffering as well? Are we going to start talking about Castina? Castina also has such issues, Zamfara as well. A lot of going back to the eastern region is not free. Even the one that happened in Kwara last week, the Kwara Northwest, there is no place that you say is secured. Yes.
I followed I listened to Goodluck Jonathan carefully at this book launch. Very, 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 very detailed. In fact, that part of this video, I was looking for it if I could share it on this platform right now. And if I could check their sound, we'll be very happy. Just like there's some little noise coming from us. But what I observe is this. Let me just skip us on that. We'll be quiet. Take this time to sort your sound, please. Goodluck, President Goodluck, former President Goodluck, he lamented about this issue. Now, Goodluck said that the issue of Boko Haram is something that is a thorn on his flesh. And then he went further even to talk about the book, the girls that were taken in his time. These are things, when he remembered, the team will begin to just lose some blood. And the man went further to say that when there was issue in the Niger Delta, then we have President Yaradua. He was a vice president. Now he walked straight. They told him not to come. You understand? Goodluck had to go to the creek to meet these people. And on his way, they told him that all his men should be unarmed. That they don't want to see any of these men armed. So they have to drop with their gun, all his ADC, all of them, they drop their gun, and they enter the boat down to that place. Now when they got there, some of these boys were facing the jungle. They were looking with their arms, seriously armed. And he walked past them to their boss, and they negotiated. And that was the end of that Niger Delta crisis. This is the former president. And I could see tears. The man was up. That's the time. You remember at that moment, that was when the Goodluck Jonathan wife used the former saying, "Hello, Macom." You understand? Because it was a frustrating moment. Now, then he went further to say the reason that could work because these people had a clear focus. You know who you're dealing with. They were angry because of the oil be taken from their land. So they had a case. And it becomes easy to say, okay, we will take care of this. We will negotiate with you. The matter was over. Goodluck is crying that he doesn't even know what the Boko Haram wants. This is a former president talking. He said he does not know what they want because even the last time, listen, that they had to appoint Buhari. Mary, listen to this, very important. They had to appoint Buhari to negotiate for them. So the person that negotiated that stand for the Boko Haram was Buhari negotiating with the government. Then Buhari was not in power. Let me bring this children back. Now, when he now handed over to Buhari, he was expecting that would be the end of Boko Haram because he know them. But that is today.
Ladikri, sorry to cut you. Said something like that. You don't even know what the Boko Haram wants. But I think if they conquer a particular community, people flee from the community. It means you've left that community empty. Are they not coming to take over the place? Same thing that happened in Benue State. Now you're telling me that people in some part of a community in Borno State that actually fled to Cameroon. Let's be realistic here. Do you think they'll come back to that community when you know that they attacked? Do you think they'll come back there?
Is that what the Boko Haram want? I'm just trying to get.
I don't know if they want some parts of Nigeria because it looks like they clear a particular community, killing the people, and now you see that it's become empty for them to use.
Are you saying they want to take over the country? I don't think so. No, if you understand the word Boko Haram, book will harm you. Book Haram. Haram means harm. book harm. They say that Western education will harm you. But they are using mobile phone, they are using all the Western gadgets. So I don't understand whether the Western thing is harming them. No, I don't understand them. Good luck is one crying. But my pain when I was listening to Good luck, what struck me was that it was Buhari that negotiated for the Boko Haram. Then Buhari, now he handed over to Buhari. See, Buhari is gone. Boko Haram are still there.
Yes.
How do we deal with it? Perhaps that's what the former president was saying. I want us to listen to that man carefully. He has been to the office, he has stated all these things. The man spoke from a position of pain. Goodluck was talking from a position of pain. The man was in pain as he was talking, as he was narrating this. And it's not getting, this is our former president. So the question is, those of you guys from the north, if you are a Muslim, you are not, sit down with your brothers. Ask them, what do they really want so that we can negotiate. I think they have a good reason. I don't think they don't.
I don't see them.
Mary, it will be wrong to say they don't. How do you say that people in the southeast don't have a good reason?
Even in the north, if you ask them, sorry to cut you short, that Chris. Even in the north, if you ask them, I've been in the north. I served Adamawa State, and if you ask the Muslims, they will tell you Boko Haram are not their brothers. They don't know them. Yes. So we don't really know who are these Boko Haram.
It's the same thing. The Easterner will tell us, the Munazikano is not their brother. Somebody have to stand in and negotiate for them. Buhari negotiated for them. They don't know them, but Buhari was the one that stood and negotiated for them. So they know them. Anybody in the Eastern who doesn't know Munazikano is a lie. You know him. Let us sit down and make a sincere, and we're not going to kill them all. We're not going to kill them.
They are well equipped. They are well equipped. More equipped than the Nigerian military.
So if we throw their card away, it's like telling people, you in the Niger Delta, you are fighting for the night time we were fighting, that all the fight was stupidity. No, they were fighting for something. Like Goodluck made us to realize. The people in the Southeast, they are fighting for something. Nigerians, we need to sit down and talk. That's my take. We're not going to kill all the Boko Haram. We need to sit down with them and talk. What do you want, sir? You're not going to kill us. I like what Obama told them when he was talking to the Arab people in Egypt. He told the Arab world, Israel is not going to go away. We're not going to kill Israel. We need to negotiate. We need to talk. Till today, the world is still in, and thank God they are meeting today now to discuss that Israeli issue. So, listen, until we face it head on, you can say Hamas is not good, Hamas is this, but until you negotiate with Hamas, there will be no peace. I don't know whether that makes sense, my daughter. You cannot discard
if I'm to ask, according to it was just an opinion. At the end of the day, National Assembly needs to also actually let us know their opinion as well. So if this retired military personnel and the chief of defense staff, if they are saying that there should be state of emergency, right, because of this Boko Haram insurgency, do you think that's the right way? Do you think that will put a stop?
For the immediate ceasefire, yes. If you cannot stop, if you cannot fight a particular people, you don't know where they are coming from. When you put a state of emergency, anybody you see there is a target. Now, you cannot target anybody because everybody is moving around. When you put a state of emergency, from that time, when you tell people to stay at home, that is when anybody that comes out is your enemy. That's how government will want to work. That's the essence of state of emergency. Sometimes it's very necessary to quell the immediate, but it's not going to be the end of the trouble. Maybe just to calm down the attack, to make sure they don't kill more people, so we don't lose more to save more casualties. You can do that. But maybe what I'm saying is this. Goodluck was lamenting that it was difficult to negotiate with these people. Buhari negotiated for them. Nobody can say they don't know them. If Buhari that negotiated for them was the president for 8 years, how come Buhari didn't negotiate with them when he's not president? That's the part I don't get. Maybe somebody represented the Boko Haram in the negotiation with the government of Nigeria. That was your former president. Goodluck Jonathan was crying. How come you were president for 8 years and you couldn't negotiate with these guys? Mary, we're not going to kill all of them.
Your vice president, the now vice president, when he was not the vice president, wasn't always in the news about this. So why is he calm now that he's vice president? And people were saying if he becomes the vice president, thank God, he has always been saying and there should be a dialogue and all of that. Maybe the whole thing will stop, put a stop. But now he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk again.
Yeah,
he doesn't say anything about it.
What he was saying, he's not afraid to say it. Maybe it's time to put him down and say, Mr. Shetima, do you know this guy? We're not accusing you. What do we really want so that we can negotiate and put an end to this? They are still Nigerians. They are Nigerians, Mary. Unfortunately, we are all in the same country. Exactly. I may not like them. You may not like them. But we are all Nigerians. The law does not allow us to kill some and leave some. You know, somebody tell me now, say, oh, we're going to kill the whole of the Southeast because people are sitting at home. You want to tell me that people obey, sit at home, and nobody obey bad law. There must be something the people in the Southeast saw in what they are doing. You can't tell me everybody in Southeast against them kind of work. I don't know who put that sit at home. I don't know where it comes from. So what I'm saying is, Nigerians, we need to discuss. We're not going to throw this away. And I always said hunger is one of the problems. You know, if I can defeat these people, I'm going to make the people in the north actually tell Boko Haram, shut up. Because what they want is prosperity. When they have food on the table, Boko Haram don't get a chance. First, let's fight for the economic progress of the land. But with what Boko Haram is doing, they need to be some really, really serious dialogue. You know, this is what Margaret Thatcher said. Negotiate, give them chance. If they don't, put them in prison. Because if a peaceful negotiation with Boko Haram doesn't work, then we're going to do it all the way out. But first, Nigerians have not really explored the area of the dialogue. It's like we call them terrorists, and that's it. And if we call them terrorists, would have been okay. Are you able to? Is that solving our problem? And like I said, I don't know. I wish I can. If I see the head of Boko Haram, a slap I will give him. That is if he not shoot me first. Because I think what he's doing is stupid. But hey, he might have a reason, Mary. Have we discussed with him? I may not agree with him, but have we discussed with him? That's a message we need to discuss. That's something we need. It's like I said, I'm not looking at that part alone. It happened in my area. Now, in Niger Delta, people were in the creek. They were fighting. The oil you are taking from the land, we have nothing to show for it. And they still agree today. Look at the environmental degradation. Nigerians sometimes take things for granted. These were things that need to be discussed, and it was discussed during the time of Goodluck. We can't call all of them terrorists. For coming out to say they want this, they cannot be terrorists. Their act may be an act of terror, but their demand need to be addressed. Like I said, Mary, in the Southeast right now in Nigeria, not only there, in the Southeast, they sit at home in the same country, Nigeria. On Monday, today, they can't go out. I mean, not today, they sit at home.
But sometimes you hear stories like they caught a Boko Haram person or was arrested and they collected all his equipment. So all the people that they have arrested, all the ones that have been caught,
Mary,
so nobody has come out to speak on why they did what they did before they caught them.
Mary, they
so
never arrest.
They've not been able to ask them questions.
IPOB people. How many IPOB people they don't arrest?
So is it that they don't talk? I don't know. The essence of the arrest is not to ask them questions and get information from them.
And Mary, it will not always. You see, it's like the Palestinian case now. If you arrest, how many Palestinian leaders they don't kill? They are still coming. There will be new ones. The solution
is that they don't talk
peacefully. The
solution that they don't talk.
Solution. Yeah, they talk.
They don't talk when they arrest them.
Even when you talk, Mary, can you go and will it give you information to kill everybody? These are, you see, anything that is built on an ideology is difficult to kill. If the Easterner now are looking for money, oh, we want money, give us also money so that the matter will end if we don't finish. They are saying they want a country of their own. That is a demand that touched people. It's an ideology. It's something Biafra, something somebody preached years ago. It's still there. We need to address it. We need to seek national unity. We can achieve it. But we're not going to achieve it. We're not going to achieve it by killing them, Mary. We've tried killing them. It didn't work. I think we all need to sit down and talk. That's all I know. A president with wisdom will sit down and talk. Yar'Adua did it. Yar'Adua in his time, he sent a good luck to the Creek, and there was calm. He gave them amnesty. Now, I know we gave this Boko Haram some amnesty. Where they see they come from, again, this is the thing I don't understand. I never see they give amnesty to people in the Southeast. Maybe there's something we must do. That's nothing human being cannot sit down and talk about. Like I said today, the whole thing today is October 6th. This is the very day, I think the day to the day the Palestinians enter Israel and massacre people, take some people in hostage. The war has been on now. It's not up to 2 years now. So today they are discussing it. I pray we come to an end of it today. The whole world is praying because blood has been shed for nothing. Maybe if I tell you how many people have died, it's shameful death. These are things that would have totally avoidable. If we allow them to continue, they will give more of themselves. Who is benefiting? Is it not better we sit them down and ask them to make compromises? Be like husband and wife when they fight. Everybody is right too. Husband think he's right, the wife say he's right. Now family they say, no, you don't fit do this one. My daughter, I hear you. I hear you say your husband don't do this. I know. Another time my papa will tell you what his wife don't want. No worry, my son. Now so, now patient, this matter will go away. You know, wisdom. Wisdom. And it's coming through negotiation. It's not going to come by gun. It doesn't really go that way. So this state of emergency they are talking about, in fact, the reason why this really touched me is when I listened to former President Goodluck Jonathan. I wish I had the video to share with you. You would have listened to Goodluck. The man was lamenting. I think I'll let you go on with your newspaper, Mary. It's a very touchy matter, and we shouldn't be taking it for granted. It's too serious. It's too serious for that.
Okay. Okay, still on the Punch. At the top of the Punch, you have a story that says Fubara's men absent at governor's reunion with Wike. You know, the way if I talk, you say, what do I have against Punch? The way Punch put the story is looking as if maybe Fubara is having issues with him. But in the main story, when you go through the main story, you see that Fubara was there. And I kept wondering, he was there with other top Port Harcourt politicians.
But his boys were not there.
No, but he was there. Was it there? That should be the question. I wish he was absent. It's a different thing. He was there, right? So why is it not a news that his other loyalists are not there? Why is it?
I don't know. The Punch might have some good reason. Are you sure there's peace in that place now? Are they friends now?
I would have said there is no peace. But when I went through the story and I saw that Fubara was there. Okay, he said, look at the story says Fubara and his political mentor, now the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, yes, so Wike appears to be emerging following a high-level meeting of key political stakeholders in Port Harcourt. The closed-door meeting held on Saturday night brought Fubara, Wike, members of the Rivers Elders and Leaders Council, the leadership of the State House of Assembly, and the several prominent political lawyers to the FCT minister, including members of the Rivers National Assembly, caucus. All these people were there in the meeting. You get, so if Fubara's loyalist is not there, is it supposed to be in the news? Anyway, I mean,
I understand your worries.
He's there.
But the question is, Mary, do you think there's a friend? You see, my people say,
I don't think this is in a caucus meeting. Is it not meeting held in the night with these top politicians in Rivers State? Do you think it's everybody that's supposed to be there? It's Nigeria.
But Mary, you know, saying that these people that last time you came here, you told us about fire Fubara fired his commissioners. Is it not the same River State?
Yeah.
He don't fire some commissioners. Some either they are angry with Fubara or they are angry with the peacekeepers. They have issues. They have issues. And these are things, again, you don't resolve this matter by just picking the two people at top and say it's over. You need to, harmony need to come back to the land. It takes time, though. It takes time. Time is a healer. I think with the passing away of the 2 years over and the new government in place, Fubara story will be gone. It's not going to go away as long as Fubara is governor. For this damage done to River State, it's going to take another governor for peace for it to be wiped. A new governor come with a new cabinet, a new House of Assembly elected, and we are done with this matter. Until then, this scar will remain there, and it's going to showcase itself during the next election. Seriously, 2027 Rivers is going to be bloody. I can tell you that, because you are not telling Fubara not to contest. The case is right. Against his wish. It's not lawful for you to tell a sitting governor not to contest to seek a second tenure, especially when you put him out of office for some time. Now he's back. Is he happy, Mary? Is he supposed to be happy? I wait till we see you, my daughter. It's our country.
Okay. If we still have time, there's still a story on the Punch that we need to look into. Color red. Gunman. Q4 shooter. Okay, Q4 shoots teenager near Lagos barracks. Okay, according to eyewitness, he said these men were dressed in native white color native. So they came into it was like a snooker joint. So it's always a crowded place. You understand? So they came into the place as if they wanted to look for where to sit down. So you know that kind of thing, nobody will suspect that anything will happen. So as if they were looking for where to sit down, the next thing, open fire, they started shooting. And the first person they killed on the spot was the a malam that normally makes indomie for the people. And on the spot, 4 people. They killed 4 people, leaving a 14-year-old person injured. Are we still going to call this one Boko Haram? Is this still Boko Haram that we enter into that kind of crowd and open fire? A lot of people have access to this. We
But
say people don't have access. You said?
Where is this, Mary?
Lagos. Look at it. Lagos.
So they can't go like that for Lagos.
No, that's what I'm saying, that they say people don't have access to guns in Nigeria. But sometimes when we see the news, it will now become obvious that it is not everybody that don't have access to guns. Because this one now, there's nothing anybody will tell me. It's not Boko Haram. You understand? First of all, these guys were just 5 in numbers. 5 in numbers. Entering into that kind of crowd, acting like he wanted to look for a place to sit down, and the next thing was open fire. So are we still going to say otherwise?
But look at the targets. These are poor people now. Why they somebody sell when they do
So around 9 p.m. Now, okay, the spot is right opposite the Ojo military barracks. Opposite the Ojo military barracks.
Ojo?
I'm in a crowded
Ojo, Abi Ojo.
Ojo.
Wait, Ojo military barracks. Maybe I go beat you. Ojo.
Yes.
It's Ojo. Ojo military barracks. I know Ojo barracks. Very close to my house. I drive past there every day.
Yeah, that was where the incident took place.
It's on
And they pulled up what looks like AK-47 rifles and began shooting indiscriminately. Everyone started running for safety, while some were hit by the bullet. The malam selling noodles just beside the snooker spot was the first to die. So what kind of thing is that one? Nigeria, when you hear you go out for a business, the possibility of going back alive is not there.
I know women. I don't want to hear the killing at all. Women. When he went to cover news, when he said that they shoot God, if you see the run, the heart nearly fall out. Anyway, I understand, Mary. I understand the fear. That is the country we find ourselves. Let us do this, Mary. All boils down to what I've been saying. There are 2 things that can resolve this issue. Some people are aggrieved out of what I don't understand. Let me say this, Mary. I can use my words and negotiation to discuss with the IPOP guys. I need Kano to achieve that. I need the head of the Boko Haram to achieve that. Like we did with the Niger Delta people. We need to sit down and address some of these key critical issues. And they're not going to be one, so as it comes, you deal with it. More will come. That is the problem, the state of nationhood, especially in a country like ours, where everybody feels, because anybody that's talking in Emery, he has a good reason. The Boko Haram have their reasons, and they are pumping their people with those ideas. The East, they have their reasons. The Niger Delta, they have their reasons. The Yoruba, even the Yoruba nation, they want to break away. Do you understand? So nobody is left out. But you know what is so painful? This is the best thing that has happened to the black man. Nigeria is the best thing that has ever happened to the black man. We are the biggest black nation on.
Some women don't like hearing killings. Do you know that still on the point, there's a story there that is talking about a community clash. A community clash that killed 2 siblings, other 3 people. No, we should always frown at this kind of negative news. Because if we say we want to declare state of emergency, let's also see to the fact that we kill ourselves.
Mary, let me tell you this. Let me tell you what happened in my place. Between in Iwario, there is this clash now between the Chekiri and the Robos. One Robo boy has been killed. Mary, that is a time bomb. Do you understand? And you ask, what are they fighting? The people actually dying are the ones that are not benefiting from this so-called oil. We need to educate them. We need to talk. Nigerians need some high level of education. It's not going to save it all. It's not as if it's only in Nigeria that you have this kind of crisis. It happened here in the UK. Until Tony Blair put the 2 people in Northern Ireland together, he literally put them on the same table, said, sit down. This thing have to end. He was thorough. He was sensitive. He listened to both. And he put them together. And he put a seal to this. Nobody give that man credit for that. He literally put them. That's the kind of leadership we're looking for at this difficult time. I am talking, I know what I'm saying. If these people can be sacked, nobody, you get to disabuse your mind. First, you must say, I'm talking to him as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Put that in your mind first. Now, he has issue, he's wanted, he's doing so many bad things, but put that aside. When you deal with him, see him as somebody who has stake in Nigeria like you. Sit down with him and let's talk. Do it all around. The Yoruba will listen. The Igbo will listen. This Hausa will listen. Every other small ethnic group will listen. There will always be. In fact, Mary, I shared something today, and I think I'm going to end the show with it. As you going into the last thing, I shared it this morning, and I said, peace must be dynamic and not static. This is the very word of J.F. Kennedy. Meaning, you're going to adjust it to changing time. The peace you achieve with Niger Delta, it must be fluid. When it comes to Boko Haram, you adjust it to the challenges of that time. He said, challenging to meet, not static, changing to meet the challenges of each new generation. It is a process, a way of solving conflicting interests. I'm talking of the word peace. As there are between families and nations, Mary, listen, this is the big one. In our families, we have fight, but we still remain family, Mary. So when we're going to achieve this peace, we must put this in mind. I'm quoting J.F. Kennedy. Look at what, it does not require that each person love his neighbors as the Bible says it. You don't have to love him. That's what it's saying here. But it requires that people agree to live. I say you disagree in an agreeable manner. Disagree according to the law of the land. You are not allowed to love each other. Nobody's going to tell you to love. The Boko Haram Muslim, we're not going to love the Christians like his brother. We're not going to love like that as neighbor. But you will disagree in an agreeable manner. That's the most important thing is mutual tolerance. Submitting their disputes to a just means of settlement. That is the key word. That's what I'm going to discuss with them. You know, you don't have to like me. I don't know if I like you. But we're in this together, bro. Whatever it is, let us just follow this, because any case you do will take us here. When I argue my own to go here, we have something binding us, the law. Or what is binding us is God. Whether you follow Islam or I follow Christian, one thing is binding us. Only one thing binds us, God. So let us follow the God and come to an understanding. Maybe it can be done. And what J.F. Kennedy said here is, he said, these are our eyes and dislike. You know, said, what surprising is that he said, when you argue, when you like or dislike, you'll be surprised that the relationship between neighbors, the fight will come to an end. These very words of J.F. Kennedy. And so our interpretation of peace we are looking for in Nigeria, are we looking for a place where the Muslim going to love the Christians like it's not going to happen. The Hausa man will remain an Hausa man. The Yoruba man will remain a Yoruba man. But there's a peaceful means of settling dispute in Nigeria. And it should be just. You must not say, I'm going to deal with this man because he's from the north. Oh, we must deal with him because he's from the south. It must be done in an agreeable manner. If we don't follow the law of the land, we're not going to have that. I wish I'm going to bring that message back to this platform on another beautiful day. Listen, my people, I wish I can have me back to actually close this show, but I want to quickly recap why she's away on what I come to talk about today. And I'll bring the very words of J.F. Kennedy back tomorrow on this platform. I'll write it out and I'll share those words with you. Just as we talk about peace in Nigeria. That will not be my tomorrow topic. I still want to stick with the freedom of information, your ability to act because you know the information. And that is something I really want us to do and do very well on this show. I really want to say that my message today is built on only one thing and one thing only. Mary, you're welcome. My message is one simple message, that there's a chance for you to protest. Now, I'm going to look at the word peaceful protest. I don't like the word peaceful protest. I want to use the word legitimate protest. Protesting within the orbit of the law as it is allowed. Mary, civilized people, let me say this, Mary. You might say, oh, no, I can't negotiate with those people. I agree. Maybe that's your point of view. The other man has his own point of view. That he cannot negotiate with you because you are this. One call this one infidel, the other one call the other one infidel. The Muslim see you as an infidel. The Christians see the Muslim as terrorists. None of them is right. And I'm not saying you should love your Christian, most Christians should love Muslims, or Muslims should love Christians, but they must settle their dispute according to the instrument of the Nigerian state, which is the law. And that's the only way we're going to come out of this. The Boko Haram are Nigerians. They need to be discussed with. IPOPs are Nigerians. They need to be heard. The Yoruba nation, they are Nigerians. We need to listen to them. Not every time at the same table, but as the challenge comes, you discuss with them as Nigerians, letting them know that your right is not superior to the right of the other man. I have a right, yes, but your right is not superior to my right, Mary. We both have a right. So let's see what we can do. Even if you break Nigeria now, Mary, and you say, between the Igbo man and the Yoruba man, there will still be conflict. Do you know where the fight is? Between Christians, there were fights. The Reformation that happened in Europe, during the killing, that's when I saw a lot of fights. They call it the crusade. It was Christians fighting for Christ. So it was not between Christianity and Islam. So even if you leave us alone, we're still going to fight. In my village, we fight, Mary. We don't agree, Ogareke don't agree. You don't get this, Mary. In my own village, I can tell you the East, now they fight, you get people there. In fact, I was interviewing somebody, I was watching on the video. They said the Ebonyi people are not true Igbo people. Hello? If there's not be three people, would be? I was laughing. Do you understand? So there will be. In fact, somebody was saying, say I come and boy man come to Enugu to come and contest. That was something. Nigeria says if you live anywhere for some time, you can contest there. Huh? The only solution is the law. We need to be educated. And that's the message I have. And if we can preach that understanding, you know, I'm going to say this before I end the show. The modern civilization code is respect for rule of law. Let me use that. If you say you are civilized, it means you have respect for the rule of law. Anybody that doesn't understand that, any society that doesn't understand that, there will always be anarchy. Because there will be conflicting interests always. I have my own point of view, you have your point of view, especially in a country like Nigeria, that is so divided with tribe, divided with, in fact, divided with religion. That's a bigger one than our tribes. Whether you like it or not, we are even doing well. For Igbo man to marry Yoruba man to marry Igbo man. There's only one thing that is breaking the yoke, which is the money. Dangote now go marry any Christian girl. They go say Dangote. So I am thinking that in a day when we have common prosperity, these whole differences will fade away. So that's why, as a leader, I would pursue common prosperity, which is a prosperity. Everybody can grow well. So we're all proud of being in Nigeria. So that you can forget your Igbo-ness, you can forget your Yoruba-ness and your Hausa-ness and believe that Nigeria is your hope. Right now, it's not the case. So the disorientation is more and more and more and more. I pray that a time will come when we all come to that civilized status and come to understand that our hope, our salvation is actually Nigeria. I want to say this. Something I should be saying here. But I'll say this. It is not true that the intertribal wars started today. Even before the British came, we're killing one another. Go and ask the Yoruba man, they will tell you how they defeated the Fulani herdsmen. Herdsmen were all over the place, taking over, conquering places. Benin were doing the same thing. Conquering land, capturing their wives and children as slaves. Now, civilization has come to say you must respect the law of the land. That's something we should be celebrating. It is a time to celebrate Nigeria. Nigeria is not a bad thing that happened to us. Because without Nigeria, we kill each other. Trust me. And I can say, if you give Biafra today, Biafra will start to fight. Where the capital of Biafra will be, fight will be. I've been saying here, I said, we don't have Delta State. We don't have Delta State. Even if you give Delta State to Urobo people today, say, oh, I'm going to go pick one place for Urobo land where capital go there. Me, I go say, make it go Gara. Ugali go say, make it come Ugali. We did the same Urobo. Okowa was able to penetrate on our division. He said, this time must be Okpema. He knows what he's doing. Because Okpema has never been governor, but now they have been everywhere. You see, my people, there is always differences. These are the same people. Maybe I'm talking of my Urobo people. So there is going to be division. These are things a wise president will be talking to everyone. Our salvation is still Nigeria. Nigeria is the biggest black nation on earth. We should be happy. That's why when an Igbo man make a movie, he has a population of how many? 300 million to sell it to. You should be proud. And then some man makes a film in Kano. He has a whole nation to sell it to. Don't take it for granted. If you're not making movies, the film is going to go on television. NTA is for all of us. It's our pride. It's our strength because we have one big nation with such a huge amount of people. It's not something to play with. That's what the black people have been looking for. But you know why this is so sad? The black race is fighting for the United States of Africa. And here we are. Let me say this again. Now listen to me. The whole world, the whole of the black nation, they are fighting for something they are looking for. The United States of Africa is long overdue. Maybe we couldn't achieve that. We are killing one another in Nigeria in the name of Boko Haram. But Mali said it all. See, them want to be the star, so they fight in tribal war. Nah, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. I only know one thing, that even if you give power to my house, I will say that my mama house will get up. My papa, he married plenty wife. I will say that my mama house must get up. We are never going to be one. That's why the very words of John F. Kennedy will ring a bell. I'll bring it clearly typed and share on this show tomorrow. Peace is not the absence of disagreement. There can be peace in Nigeria, and it's not mean that we're going to love each other as well, but we're going to play everything we do within the instrument of the law. That's why I come today. I didn't come to preach anything. I come to talk about the Freedom of Information Act. That act doesn't discriminate you, Hausa. Any Hausa man can do this. Urubu man can do this. Igbo man can use it. That is what we should be thinking about. I'm not saying you should not be an Igbo man. You should not be an Hausa man. But it cannot override the supremacy of the Nigerian state. Maybe I'm going to leave the show with you to close at this point. Thank you very much, people, for having me today. We're going to continue on the Freedom of Information Act tomorrow. It's something we need to, everybody that watched this show today, and if you have a point to watch it, please come back tomorrow. Because we're going to look at a very, very important aspect of the law, what we need to do, what's the next step, the practical step. And I'm going to give practical examples of where Freedom of Information Act can be used or has been used successfully, so that I'll use that again to empower you. Maybe you take note of tomorrow's topic and we'll prepare to raise it. Thank you very much. I'll leave it to you, Mary.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Daddy Chris, for your time on the show. I think as about network issues. Today is Monday. It's just the start of the week. So let's move it. A lot of positivity. It's so sad that the dailies today, the news we could see was actually killings and killings and killings. Honestly, it was a sad news and it wasn't cool, but hopefully, like we always said, hope for a better Nigeria where people will be comfortable to live, where killings will not be the news that we'll always see, where lives will not be lost because they are Nigerians, where people will not be injured because they are Nigerians. We want a country that can be secured. We have military. I think when they are well equipped, they will do their job, because you can't tell me that even our military forces are comfortable, relaxing with this level of killing in the country. I think when they are well equipped, they'll go out there and actually fight and protect the people. It's not a good news when we see Nigerians a kind of fleeing to a neighboring country for safety. We are big of a country to actually be seeing this kind of news from our fellow Nigerian citizens. It doesn't make sense at all. Okay, viewers, and this will be a good place to wrap up the show on Rise and Shine on African Renaissance Television. Don't forget to follow us on our social media page. Subscribe to SRTV channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about SRTV. Like, we'll do this again tomorrow. I remain your girl, Mary Balezi. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 190, or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Chocolate Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.